Hello, hello, hello. So I just saw a message. Maria was talking about surrender, so I guess there's more confusion about surrender. Let's talk about it, shall we? And, you know, the masters, the yogis, and advanced meditators, what is the one thing they focus on? The one thing they truly focus on is to allow things to get out of the way. Anything that is between them and pure love must go. So what that also means is that in order for you to become pure love, a part of you must die. You can call that dead wood from the forest, removing the dead wood from the forest, so the forest can flourish in its purity. What happens when a part of you is dying? What does that process look like? Have you ever had emotions that come up, memories that come up, things you haven't thought about in years come up when you're on this path? And when you have, sometimes you'll do a meditation. I was just texting back one of you that you had this beautiful meditation, and afterwards you're sitting there annoyed because you're thinking about things that you haven't thought about in years, and you're wondering what happened. Well, what happened is that the deep-seated, rooted things that have been there for years are now coming up to the surface for you to just bless them and release them. It's a good thing that this is happening. It doesn't matter if it's happening on its own. It doesn't matter if your subconscious subconscious mind is bringing it up to your awareness. Or maybe when you were on the program before you started this work and you wouldn't pay attention to these things because you were on autopilot. Your soul was sleeping, you were sleeping. You were just sleepwalker, right? You were sleepwalking through life. That's no longer the case. That's no longer what is happening. You're aware most of the time, and things, when they come up to the surface, don't give them energy. Don't try to break it down and analyze it. Just look at it. Just observe it. Over time, the volume on these emotions and memories go down, and they sort of fade away. And the process becomes more and more beautiful. You become more and more light. You start to have moments. You start to have moments of pure bliss and joy, random times of the day. And the more pure love you become, the more you start to believe in yourself. Because you're starting to see some signs, you're witnessing things that are happening inside of you. And you have started to observe some subtle changes in your outer world. You know, how people react to you, how you react to people. I want to make sure I'm recording. So, when I've started to carry this around, I'm going to be taking this to Cancun. This will be my go-to backpack that I'll be carrying around all day. People's behaviors to you and your behavior to people starts to change. And once you have that belief and you give off an intention, a particular intention for your healing, abundance, certain issues in your life, when you give off the intention, you sort of sit back and relax now because you believe, you trust that it is going to happen. And it has to happen in a way that you cannot predict. You won't be able to see it coming. Why? Because your higher self is this very spontaneous. Your higher self is very spontaneous. And they can do the magic in ways you can never predict. That's the beautiful part of it. You give off the intention and then you just do whatever comes to you. It'll happen through you. You won't even feel that you're the one doing it, but you will be the one doing it. I'm so busy these days, but it doesn't stress me out. I'm sort of dancing through life these days. I feel like I'm getting so much done, but at the same time, who's doing it? Why am I so stress-free? Why am I in such, awe of life? These are the changes, internal changes. And once the internal changes happen, you change as a person genetically, biologically, electromagnetically. Communication with the quantum is now different. And then it's just a matter of time before the outer hologram reflects your inner changes in life. Could be healing, could be abundance, could be experiences. Doesn't matter. Once you give off the intention, you must relax and believe and know that it's done. You can't want it. You can't be sitting in the energy of lack anymore. And it's the process of crossing the river together as a community that we're doing. The more you burn off the dead wood, the more that part of you that is not love dies, the more you surrender. And the more you do that, the more you live in surrender, connected with Source. As if you're meditating and you're not meditating throughout the day. It's so beautiful. I'm happy more and more people are waking up to this. I love it. And it starts with frustration, right? How do I surrender? What does this mean? I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling these things are coming up. I don't know how to deal with them. Or am I doing it right? Why am I not having the mystical experience? I don't know if I can sit in one place for 3 hours. All these things come up. But all these things are in the way of you becoming pure love, pure consciousness. That part of your personality must die too. And as that part of you dies, you now have more and more creative energy available in your field. Why do some countries in the world don't perform surgeries unless there's enough energy in the field? Because when you do have enough energy in the field, you heal spontaneously. You heal from diseases that has no cure in the world, from the medical sciences. But the real you knows how to cure it. Just like the real you is already abundant. The real you cannot be sick. Only your hologramic view of you being sick is this lower vibration. The moment those vibrations go up in frequency, it goes away. All disease is just lowering of frequency. You have no idea how powerful you are. You don't even have to worry about the how in the world anymore. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that freeing? Isn't that liberating? That you just give your intention out there, and the universe that is already rigged in your favor will start to create things around you that will and create space for you. That's why you will lose things. Things around you will change. It'll create space for the new experiences to collapse from wave into particle for you. Enjoy the process, including the part that you're in the river and it's frustrating and all these things are happening, which is a good sign. It means it's working. You know, there's a tension before a part of you is dying, and the part of you that is dying causes some resistance. but you must continue with your work. And you get to the other side where the healing and the mysticals and the abundance and the wholeness and the awe and in love with life, everything just happens to show up to you, which is who you always have been. There's just this dead wood in the middle that you just needed to clear, you know? Keep doing the work. Love you.